Looking around the globe, there is one country that would be most suitable for business needs. It's Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia occupies most of the Arabian Peninsula, surrounded by the Persian Gulf to the east and the Red Sea to the west. The population of Saudi Arabia is about 3.5 million, with 100% being Muslim. 90% are Arab race, and the rest of the 10% Afro-Asian. Muslim denominations lead to 85 to 90% Sunni, 10 to 15% Shia. Gender ranges from 55.2% male to 44.8% female. And as you can see here on this graph, the age range is mostly ages 25 to 54. This leads to an interesting opportunity for Saudi Arabia, as much of the population is in a younger generation that companies can market to over a lifetime. The current government system is a monarchy, currently ruled by King Salman. He became king at age 79 after the death of his half-brother. He was also a former defense minister and governor. The rule of law is followed based off of the Quran and Sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad. The economy is a planned economy, more specifically an oil-based economy. Total GDP, 646.002 US billions. Total GNI, 742.707 US billions. GNI per capita, $23,550 US dollars. GNI at PPP, 1,726.1 US billions. GNI at PPP per capita, $54,730 US dollars. GDP growth for 2015 was at approximately 3.5%. And as you can see on this slide, we have Saudi Arabia GDP growth rate compared to the US GDP growth rate in black. Saudi Arabia is number 78 on the Economic Freedom Index. This ranks them as mostly free. Ease of doing business in Saudi Arabia is the highest it has ever been, and it is trending upward. The competitive rank is 25 as of 2015. Consumer spending is trending upward at 258,107 SAR million. And as you can also see, ease of doing business in Saudi Arabia is the highest it's ever been. You can see that it hit its high point in 2014 at 84 and has made its way to 82, which is still very close to its highest point. Observing the HDI of Saudi Arabia, we can see that HDI for the year of 2015 was 0.837, ranking at 39 out of 188, which is an increase from what you can see it was in 2008 at 0.5. This is a good score as it is positive on the HDI index. The life expectancy at birth is 74.3 years. The expected years of schooling is 16.3 years. And the mean years of schooling is 8.7 years. As you can see on this rank, a positive score means that the quality of life is better. And Saudi Arabia ranks on the higher end of the spectrum. Foreign direct investment. Saudi Arabia presents a really interesting opportunity for foreign investment in the region. As you can see here, Saudi Arabia has hovered around 8,000 million US dollars. And as compared to the region, Egypt is around 4,000 million US dollars. Iran 2.1 billion. Yemen has a negative FDI inflow of 577.6 million. And so as you can see from there, there is not as much foreign direct investment in the region. And there are opportunities here for Saudi Arabia, and those that begin for foreign direct investment in Saudi Arabia can take advantage of some first mover advantages. For 3 decades, Saudi Arabia's currency has been pegged at 3.75 to the US dollar. This has really aided in Saudi Arabia being able to continue to hold a stable currency. They have stuck with the peg and not devalued the currency due to falling oil prices. And you can see here from the graphic that Saudi Arabia, since it's being pegged to the US dollar, you can see how it compares to various other currencies. In Saudi Arabia, both men and women attend school. As of 2008, 5.1% of GDP was spent on education. They also have a 94.7% literacy rate. The school life expectancy in Saudi Arabia is approximately 16 years. And as you can see to the right, Saudi Arabia has 18% of the population with a university education. And to my left, you can see that Saudi Arabia has approximately 74% of the population with secondary education or higher. This makes for a very well-educated population, and as you can see, compared to other countries in the region, they rank in the top of the countries. Pastel analysis, political. The kingdom has remained unchanged since its inception in 1932. The Middle East region has strong influence. Saudi Arabia has a stable government due to long tenure of leaders. The Central Council was developed to make central policies, to where laws would be applied consistently across all situations. There is a low level of corruption in Saudi Arabia due to the long tenure and the Central Council aiding in making central policies. There is a restriction of media and freedom of expression in Saudi Arabia. For the economic side, there's been constant average growth of approximately 4% since 2008. There's also been privatization of power, oil, and telecommunications. The increase of growth and the additional competition in various industries makes Saudi Arabia a potential investment site that looks enticing for investors. There are also relaxed policies to increase FDI. Saudi Arabia's debt percentage reduced from 13.5% in 2011 to 12.3% in 2014. Unemployment was at a rate of 5.7% as of 2015, and that was mostly due to a lack of skilled and/or qualified workers. There is some volatility in the oil market just due to the sheer amount of oil that's involved in Saudi Arabia's economic market. As far as the social analysis for Saudi Arabia, they are a very conservative country. They also have a comprehensive social insurance system which helps aid the citizens of Saudi Arabia. They are a very young society. They have financial gain inequality, but they do make a great investment in healthcare and girls' education. Technologically, in Saudi Arabia, there are tax laws that contribute to a rise in R&D money spent in Saudi Arabia. There's a strong monetary position for research and development as well. A low percentage of GDP is actually spent on technology. As you can see, compared to other countries, Saudi Arabia has a negative amount of GDP spent on technology. They do invest in medical analysis and integrated medical zones, and they're starting to see that they can make a difference by spending in technological advancement. Legal analysis. It's a popular investment destination due to minimum capital necessities and reduced required procedures to do business in Saudi Arabia. There's an underdeveloped judicial system led by King Salman. There are implementations of various courts and coaching judges, and as you can see, the revamped legal system is on the screen for Saudi Arabia. There are some ambiguity in investment laws in Saudi Arabia that potential investors would need to pay attention to. In Saudi Arabia, there's a strong commitment to environmental laws. Saudi Arabia is a member of several international and regional environmental conventions. They have a low rank on the environmental index due primarily to oil spillages. This is concerned. Their strengths, they have a strong commitment to environmental laws. They have holy sites bringing many tourists. They have roads, railroads, and ports available for trade, and they are also a member of the International Trade Organization. Their weaknesses. They have a currency decline against the US dollar. They have unequal treatment of women in business, and there is some political unrest. Opportunities. They have many laws encouraging foreign trade. They have tax breaks for foreign direct investment. They have a high emphasis on education, and they have strong economic trade ties to the U.S. Threats. There is a threat of violence in the region. There is some volatility in the oil market. And there are strong religious and cultural traditions and people who are resistant to change. Below are our references and where you can do some additional research on your investment opportunity in Saudi Arabia. And we hope that you visit Saudi Arabia soon. It is a great country and very enticing to potential investors. Thank you.